If you're smart, if you tend to overthink, if people keep telling you you could do anything if you really tried, but somehow your work still keeps getting delayed, there's a good chance the problem isn't laziness. For years, I honestly thought I was lazy. I read books, I watched videos, I had ideas, but the moment it was time to act, everything just froze. Until I realized something surprising. There are certain habits that smart people fall into, and those habits quietly make starting harder. Not unmotivated people, not careless people, people whose brains actually work really well. That's what this video is about. Things that look like progress on the outside, but quietly paralyze you on the inside. We usually think the smarter you are, the easier it should be to start. But in reality, it's often the opposite. Before taking action, a smart brain starts simulating everything: the best approach, the worst-case scenario, the final outcome, other people's reactions, even how you'll feel at the end. From the outside, this looks like preparation, but for the brain, it's actually a delay. When there are too many options and the outcome isn't clear, the brain quietly says, "Not now." I've been there myself. Some tasks felt so complete in my head, it was almost like I had already done them. I got the feeling of satisfaction without any real progress. And when the reward comes early, the brain loses its urgency to move. That's when smart people look lazy from the outside, while inside, they're stuck in endless thinking. Trap 1. Overthinking the best way. Have you ever thought about a task so much that you lost the energy to start it? Not because it was hard, but because you already spent all the energy in your head. A smart brain doesn't look for the first step. It looks for the best step. It compares methods, tools, timing, possible outcomes. From the outside, this looks like precision, but inside, it completely freezes the decision. Trap 2. Learning instead of acting. Have you ever felt like you just needed to learn one more thing before starting? One more video, one more article, one more short course. Learning feels like progress without the risk of messing up. To the brain, that feels safer than action. I went through that phase myself, not because I was lazy, but because I was afraid. What if there was a better way I didn't know yet? That's when learning quietly replaces action. Trap 3. Keeping too many paths open. Have you ever kept several goals or projects half alive at the same time? You don't start them, but you don't let them go either. Every open path drains a bit of mental energy. The brain really struggles with unfinished business. That's why you feel tired before you even begin. Trap 4. Constant busyness. Have you ever ended the day exhausted but couldn't tell what actually moved forward? Being busy feels productive without the risk of failure. Messages, organizing, planning, they're all safe. But real work can go wrong, so the brain keeps you busy to protect you from that. Trap 5. Unrealistically high standards. Have you ever avoided starting because you knew it had to be great? The brain sets the perfect version as the starting line. Anything imperfect feels like a threat, so starting gets postponed. That's when high standards turn from motivation into a break. All of these traps have one thing in common. The brain gets its reward before the work even happens, through thinking, learning, busyness, high standards. When the reward comes early, movement comes late. So the problem isn't that you don't want to start. The brain already feels like it has. Practical solutions. Solution 1. Start imperfectly, on purpose. Don't let your brain fully start the task. Just let it touch it. 2 minutes, one line, one small move. An imperfect start unlocks the brain. Solution 2. Remove before you begin. If something isn't needed for the very first step, remove it. Adding things feels like control, but it makes starting heavier. Keep only the smallest possible action. Solution 3. Close paths
on purpose. Temporarily close some options. Even a temporary decision calms the brain, and a calm brain cooperates.
Solution 4. Separate busyness from progress. Ask yourself this every day. What actually moved forward today that mattered, even if it failed? If there's no answer, you were busy, not effective. The problem with smart people isn't laziness, it's intelligent delay. And the solution isn't motivation. You just need to put the reward back where it belongs. After action, not before.